There is so much that I have been learning about forgiveness that I thought to myself, this is something that is crucial for me to share because it has been a total life changer for me. And I hope that in sharing my experiences with forgiveness and how I have worked through that process of forgiving the past, forgiving myself, forgiving others, and forgiving certain events that took place in my life. I hope that in sharing that, you get an idea, you get wisdom, so to say, that is going to help you to do the same for you. So, why forgiveness? So I just want to first get into the definition of forgiveness, right? So I'm going to look over my notes over here. So when you do a general search on Google or on certain psychological websites, they define forgiveness as an intentional decision that each individual makes to forgive. Let me give you a full definition of that. So it says here from the website positivepsychology.com, it states, forgiveness is often defined as an individual, voluntary, internal process of letting go of feelings and thoughts of resentment, bitterness, fear, anger, and the need for vengeance and retribution towards someone who we believe has wronged us, including ourselves. Now, I have been talking a lot about forgiveness on my podcast because this is something that has been a reoccurring theme in my own life. And there's just been so many times that I've caught myself experiencing blockages, right? In either trying to manifest certain experiences in my life or relationships or material things, and have been experiencing a lot of blockages and often found myself wondering, why is that? I was speaking to other coaches and other people who are on the same journey as I am, of discovering themselves, discovering, how they fit into this broad understanding of what the world is and who they are in it. They've basically been sharing their knowledge that, normally when we come across certain blockages, it has to do with forgiveness. It has to do with resentment and our inability to let go of the past, right? So normally when we're holding on to things that make us feel bitter, that make us feel resentful, and kind of triggers, in my experience, I've definitely discovered that when I find myself thinking of things of the past, right, whether it's something that happened to me or something that I did, there's certain times that I should have showed up for myself or stood up for myself, but had failed to do that. And I found that I was holding on to a lot of anger towards myself. And the process of forgiving begins with us as individuals, right? You need to forgive yourself first before you can forgive anybody. There is a quote that I came across years ago that I absolutely fell in love with. And it said, love yourself first. That is the one thing you need to do. You need to remember to love yourself first. And the process or a huge part of loving ourselves involves forgiving oneself, right? Forgiveness is an act of love towards yourself. So that for me was the beginning where I was like, okay, so if I am preaching about loving yourself and forgiving others, then therefore this is something that needs to begin with me. So I'm going to share with you some questions that really got me started in this process of forgiveness, right? The questions that are really important to identify why it is important for you to forgive and how you can basically begin to start this journey of forgiving yourself and forgiving others as you go along. And in the other following videos, that'll be the third or the fourth video, I'm going to share with you a movie rewind exercise. This is going to be a pattern that you can actively use for yourself to basically begin the process of rewiring your mind to shift how you perceive, your circumstances or the events or the relationships that you have that are hindering you from letting go of the past and moving forward. And this is important because as you begin on this journey, as you start this process, you allow the things that are meant for you, the things that the universe is ready and waiting to deliver to you, to basically come through, right? Because you have basically, when you forgive, you create this space within you, right? For things to flow. It's like doing thorough cleaning in your house, right? Then you can see what is going on. And that allows you to have a clear vision of what you can add on and what can change, what doesn't need to change, what needs to stay the same, and all that.